YouTube, Sayris13 here. Oh my God! Happy birthday to me!
This deck is unbeatable in my opinion.
YouTube, Sayris13 here again. Still here, day 2. The top 32 was announced. Another YouTuber you guys might know made top 32, and also 3 dudes from my locals made it all the way to top 16, which I'll get all their deck profiles. And Simon, he promised me a deck profile as well. But lo and behold, my friend and yours, Davey Neodreo.
What's up, you? What's good, YouTube? Aloha. What's up?
Top 32, man. That's pretty damn good.
I still feel like I'm in Dream Street. I mean, seriously, because it's just amazing stuff. I mean, the deck I was running today, I thought I was going to do pretty well, but I didn't think I would do this well. The deck I ran was Chaos Agents, similar to Jeff Jones' double Card Trooper triple call build, but with a little twist of my own flavoring. And honestly, I did it because I know some of my friends really like this card. Anyway, so let's get started.
Let's get to it.
All right. So to start off, we're gonna start with the trap lineup. So I know it's neutral. All right. Okay. The triple call.
Yep.
This card is amazing. I mean, even if you have nothing in your grave and stuff, it baits out MSTs, Night Beams, and opponents' other crap. And if they play it wrong, I mean, you can really abuse cards like Card Trooper and other stuff with it. It's just amazing card. Amazing card.
Yeah, Card Trooper is highly abusable with that.
And now the spells. Mind Control.
Yep.
Dark Hole. Heavy Storm. Monster Reborn.
Yep.
And then double MST.
Okay. So usual staples plus a Mind Control.
Yeah.
Mind Control helps so much anyway. Mind
Control won me so many games. I'm not even gonna lie. Now for the monster lineup, starting with the 1-ups. Shiny Seeker, Sanion.
Yep.
Night Assailant, amazing cards, fiends, pop stuff, search. You guys know how it works.
Yep.
The Chaos Monsters, Black Luster Soldier in the beginning, and 1 Chaos Sorcerer.
Yep.
I actually did not get to use Chaos Sorcerer until like round 10 and top 32, oddly enough. I did not draw it until later on, which is really weird. This card I won so many games with. This card alone.
Just because he's broken.
Yeah. But it's just simply amazing,
cool.
It's banned.
Yeah.
BLS gets banned.
And then one of the hand traps, Gores, just because he's freaking amazing.
He's splashable everywhere.
Oh yeah, I mean, again, won me a lot of games and stalled for a lot of stuff.
That's cool.
And now here's one thing that's different compared with some agents and Chaos Agents. I only chose run one Christia.
Okay.
I ran 1 just because in deck test, and I only made the change just a couple days before I flew out and made my deck list and flew out to just go with 1 instead of 2. The reason I went with 1 because it was just too hand cloggy and just too risky. Okay. And if both end up in your hand, you're kind of screwed. Even if you have a Herald of Orange Light, then it just makes this card pretty much dead. So that's why I just ran down 1, and I never had to worry about getting hand clogged with it.
Very cool.
And then my personal tech, instead of running the 2 Christias, is I ran 1 Raikou the Lightsworn Beast. Or Hunter, excuse me.
Hunter, yeah, that's Wolf's Beast.
And again, I didn't get to use this guy until later in the tournament, just never drew him, so I ended up siding him out a lot. But it still was a good card. I mean, my opponent wasn't expecting it, pop their stuff, and mill, and then later on forced their, in round 10, forced a Dolka play to negate it, because they weren't expecting it, so I was like...
Well, the good thing about him milling is he could put the fairies in the graveyard for your Christia.
Yeah.
As well, too,
and it just fills up and fuels it for Hyperion.
And for Hyperion, of course.
This card is an amazing tech. I probably won't keep it next time. Maybe I'll side it or something else. But for now, this actually was a really good tech choice.
Okay.
1 Honest, because Honest is honest.
Yeah.
1 Birdman. I got to use it a few times to go into some different Synchro and Xyz plays.
Cool.
For some of my different monsters and different stuff, just different things, because Birdman's just a good utility play. I mean, especially if you have Venus, bring out 3 Shine Balls, either bounce Venus or a Shine Ball back. And then you can go for a big old synchro play or an Xyz play. Like if you bounce Shine Ball, you can make Gotchi and then make like Zen Mains or some other stuff, and just really good play. And the nice thing is when you Xyz it, even if you special summon it by its effect, if you Xyz summon it and detach it, it goes to the grave. It doesn't get banished, which is really, really nice.
Very cool.
2 Tragodia, because Tragodia is Tragodia. I mean,
I run 2 in mine too, dude. Well, just, my build, anyways.
Yeah, this card's just simply amazing. I mean, saved me a lot of duels, and it's just good fodder for my Chaos engine.
Cool.
2 Mexi.
Because he's good.
Yeah, this actually won me my round 3 duel. My opponent was down to 100 life points, or like 200 life points. He wasn't drawing his buster. I had the Maxi set. He just sets a card. I flip it up, attack for game. I was like, game? And he's like, yep. He literally just flipped his cards up. Was about to flip the table.
Gamed with a Maxi.
Yes, I did.
Oh my god.
And it was for match. That was the game for match too.
No
in round 3.
Oh,
against a Machina
awesome.
Gadget player. He was like, wow. I mean, he literally wanted to flip the table. I mean, I saw the fire in his eyes and smoke coming out of his nostrils.
That's
it was
awesome.
Hilarious.
Dude, I'm gonna give you a big hug just for that alone.
Yeah. Double tour guide because it's not at 3 no more, which is sad.
Because it's tour guide.
Yeah, tour guide's awesome. I mean, what to say about it? Card Trooper.
Yep.
Middle engine, like here, especially when you get to use it like 4 times in one turn.
So good.
I mean, because call like it gets destroyed or
It's a +1 too, man.
More than that, I mean, it just fills up the graders and feels it for some of my other plays. Like for example, feels my Hyperion and other stuff. So I mean, it's just really good. And just plus for days with the triple call of Haunted, just makes just plays for days and days and days. Yes, you take damage, but you get the extra draw, which is really good.
That's why he's called Card Trooper, because he's a trooper.
Next, I ran 2 Thunder King Ryos. I mean, standards format.
Yeah.
And a funny thing is, I didn't draw these in any of my first 4 or 5 rounds, but in rounds 6, 7, and 8, these were crucial to my victories. I mean, it was amazing. It's like I was drawing them when I needed it. Oh, no, excuse me. Up to round 4, I didn't draw them, but in round 5, when I faced a wind-up player, and I had 2 OEM, this was a card I drew. I hadn't drawn many of the first 4 rounds, but this card came later, and it was like, oh, I just lock you down, and I just get over your stuff. So, bada bing, game? He's like, yeah. Next, I ran 2 the Agent of Mystery Earth. Just an amazing card. And a lot of people keep forgetting it's a freaking tuner, so it's really good. Next for the 3 ofs, 3 Mystical Shine Balls, and to go with them, 3 Venus. So yeah, I only ran 5 agents in this build, but it worked really well. I drew them regularly, or they got milled into the grave and were just fueled for Hyperion. It's just really, really good stuff. I mean, made Gotchi for game, made Dark Mist for game, made Phoenix a couple times per game, and it was just simply amazing.
Very cool. Very cool. This looks like probably one of your best builds that I've seen so far.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, it's much better than my counter agents back in September.
I can tell you this much is way better.
3 Herald of Orange Light, just because this card rapes.
Oh yeah,
I mean, this card just rapes.
for fairies, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's good against any deck. And as long as there's no G-Fissure or Macrocosmos on the field, this card rapes. Enough said. And then the big bad boss, which I got Simon He to sign.
Look at that. Simon He.
Master
He's still in it too, by the way.
Yeah, he's probably going to win it, and I hope he does. And I hope he's running his
He's got to get past my friend Kevin.
Yeah, which he will. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know about that, dude.
It'll be tough. But anyways, this card is simply amazing. Boss game, especially, there's one thing where I special summoned it. In one of my duels that I won, it was in round 9. I went to special summon this from the grave with I forget if it was called Haunted or Monster Reborn. Anyway, so I special summon it from the grave. Go to use his effect, because my opponent was a Mermail Lance and he had a big guy in the field, but he valored it. So I'm like, okay. But the other thing is I had a Hyperion in my hand and I had normal summon yet, so I sacrificed my 2 monster, my Hyperion, my other monster, normal summon Hyperion effect, game. So yeah.
Awesome.
This card, what can I say? He's a freaking sun. He'll just go supernova on everybody.
That's right.
It's just amazing.
Very cool. Very cool.
Do you want to see my side deck or extra deck next?
I want to see your side deck first.
Okay. My side deck, I had a lot of help preparing from people at my locals. I'll say their names a little bit later, but I mean, just a lot of help with this stuff because they told me Mermail Atlanteans were going to be big, and they were right. Prophecy, not so much, but I had lots of other stuff, just lots of stuff. I mean, Grand Mole, I ran one Grand Mole, just because you only can run one. I only used them a couple.
I love that card. It's so trolly.
Yeah. I only got to use it a few times, but it's still just a really, really good card. Yeah, enough said. I mean, I should have sided. The thing is, I should have sided this in for my wind-up matches, but for some reason I didn't because I was focused more on some of the other stuff. But this, I think, would have come in handy. But yeah, I sided in my third MST, and to go with that, I also side not one, not two, but 3 Night Beams.
Very nice.
The Night Beams raped Mermailtians. I mean, it raped them. I mean, they set their Abyss, they're like, oh, Night Beam, can't chain it. They're like, okay. And then another one. My phone's going off, sorry folks. But yeah, basically just played these 4 cards for just massive 1-for-1 spell card removal and everything. I mean, MST is MST. Night Beam, simply amazing because it cannot chain to it. That's what's amazing. Another tech card which I had for Mermails and for some of the other random decks, which you wouldn't think this would be in Agents, but I sided it in 2 Dimensional Fissures.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's kind of surprising.
Yeah. This card I used several times against certain matchups. Some matchups it wasn't as good against as I found, but in the Mermailtians it really helped against them because it slowed them down, even though I ended up losing an individual duel from having this on, and I decided it would side out later and to do more control with hand traps and stuff. But this slowed them down so much. I mean, this card is just simply amazing. If you're not maining this card, you should definitely at least side it if you're able to work around. I mean, it hurts my deck a little bit, but it hurt my opponent's decks more, and I just played around it. Just get my big beater out, and they're like, oh, what can I do?
Oh, cry, sad.
This is a card. This next card, I never actually did side in because it's a good generic card, but I didn't end up siding it in. I ran 2 My Bodies as a shield.
Wow, there's one I haven't seen for a while.
Yeah, I thought about siding him in and stuff, but there was just not enough stuff that was popping things.
Those are the Gold Series ones, right?
Yes.
They're actually pretty cool looking. One of the better ones. Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't end up signing these in. I'd probably change them in the future, but there was stuff that popped, just not enough to make it worth this siding in, and I just couldn't think what the swap out for this anyways, but it's still good stuff. And I wasn't running into as many popping things as, like I said, I mean, there wasn't very many Mirror Forces, there was a couple Torrentials, a couple Bottomless, and like once in a while a Dark Hole, but there just was just not enough to make it worth in their thing. So this card would probably be changed in the future. Again, for like multiple match windups, I mean, whether it be
Decree,
windup, and I even faced an Executor in round 1, and this card helped against that a little bit.
Wait, are those Hobby League?
No, they're the
Ultras.
Legendary Collection.
Okay, because I was going to say, I don't think they'd let you run the Hobby Leagues.
Yeah, you can as long as they're exactly the same. You can't run like an Ultra on a Hobby League, but you
I see.
But yeah, this helped out a lot and just stalled for a lot of plays. Usually when I would side this in, usually when I would side these in, and I would side my D-Fissures in, I would end up siding Gores out because these cards negate Gores because, I mean, you can't special summon it when you have a card on field, so yeah. But it's still, this helped a lot. I mean, it just stalled a lot of plays against a lot of decks. Next I used these a lot. I sided in the Veilers, but this ended up being a dead card against a wind-up player because I was just, I was needing an agent and I didn't draw my agent.
Veilers used, I side them out when I play wind-ups.
No, I sided these in against the wind-ups just so I'd have extra hand traps against them. It's just I drew it at the wrong time. I needed an agent instead of that so I could special summon my hand and go do my shenanigans. But I drew this and I was like, okay, I know the guy has games, so I was like, yeah.
Or it's not wind-ups I'm thinking of. It's the Dark Worlds that these things.
Oh yeah, Dark Worlds. This is not good against Dark. I did not face a single Dark World, which I was surprised because I know Dark Worlds is a good deck, and I knew I heard there was a lot of
my friend Kevin's running, and he's top 16.
But I didn't face a single Dark World. But I sided this in. This card was very good. This next card I sided in only a handful of times, and I sided it. It helped a little bit against in my top 32 windup, but I still ended up losing because I was able to stall out his wind-up rabbit or wind-up rat. he went to target the thing, and I DD crowed and stuff. So I mean,
Nice.
DD crow is good and against a lot of decks, but I sighted it in several times. So I just never got to use it till the top 32 cut.
Okay.
But it's a good generic card. I mean, it's a dark. It deals the chaos. It's an extra hand trap, and yeah.
Cool. All right, let's see this extra deck stuff now.
Okay, I'm gonna be like, not like a lot of people that show the XCs and then sinkers. I'm gonna do the sinkers because they're my most proud. They're my pride and joy.
Okay.
Catastor won me a couple games, stalled out. Just really, really amazing card. It was just, yeah.
Probably
Catastor's
still one of the best synchros ever, this guy right here.
Catastor is just a catastrophe. What can I say? Mistworm. This actually set me up to win one of my games in one of the early matches. I went into this, bounced my opponent's like Mace Stroke, or I forget if it was Mace Stroke or Zen-Mains, and his 2 back row back to his hand, and then brought out like Hyperion in game.
Jeez.
So it was just simply amazing.
You're a bully.
I only got to pull this out once, but when I pulled it out, it was good. I made it good when I pulled it out. And it's a DT Ultra.
Yes, I saw it. Same with your Catastor.
Yeah. Some of my other synchros, I played one Armory Arm. I actually brought it out, and my opponent bottomless it. I was like, okay, you want to waste your bottomless on that? I was like, okay, Hyperion, Christia.
And he's going, oops.
Yeah. It's like, okay. It was just amazing. Then I had some more synchros, one-ups. Stardust, didn't bring him out, but he's just good to have. Ancient Sacred Wyvern, didn't bring it out, but it's good to have. I mean, it's just
Very good card.
yeah, just wasn't quite situational enough for bringing it out. Black Rose, you would think I would use Black Rose, but not this time. Just because it's just the way my field presence. I don't run enough level 4s with my stuff, and it's very situational for bringing it out. But I didn't bring it out. Here's a guy that I brought out several times, and it won me. Every time I brought him out, it won game. Guy in 94th year.
Deck.
Every time I brought him out, I won the game.
Cool.
Simply amazing. I mean, just what can I say? 2600.
Well, he's the synchro version of Gemini Pearl.
Yeah, only better because he's cool. Because he got a spear.
Okay.
My challengers.
Okay, now the rest are my Xyz monsters, and I played a lot of numbers. Number 17,
Yep.
number 20,
Yeah, Giga Mantis, sure.
I wonder if it's still.
He's a number hunter.
and number 96.
Well, Dark Mist.
This card
Awesome
won me so
card.
many games, especially when my opponent, for some odd reason, when I brought this out early on, decided to Solemn Warning it. I'm like, okay, and set me up, and like, okay, with some other stuff. And that one I ended up having Christia and BLS out. So I was like, GG. Then some of my other Xyz monsters, I played one Tempo.
So good, man.
I used it a couple times, but it didn't win me any games, but it set up a lot of plays.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a very good card.
Yeah. Daigusto Phoenix. I'm glad I got this before the tournament started and stuff by advice from people from my locals.
I still need to get one.
This card won me one of my rounds just because I was able to attack with this combined with Venus. I was able to do exact damage per game.
Nice.
So, and the standard Gachi because he's Gachi.
It's agents.
You gotta have Gachi.
He's like their best friend.
Yeah. And then Levier, used him several times. He single-handedly won me game. What was it? Round 9, single-handedly. Round 9.
Cool.
And Zen-Mains, because Zen-Mains is Zen-Mains.
Awesome.
Use this card, just simply amazing.
Davey, man, his channel's Neo Dreo, or Neo Dreo. Do you still run that one?
Not really.
Not so much, so just stick with the Neo Dreo.
Yeah, Neo Dreo.
All right, well, thank you very much, sir, for letting me do this. Congratulations on
Thanks.
making top 32. I remember when we hit Long Beach, you were choked because you didn't make it very far. But this time, my friend, you made top 32.
Yeah.
So-
Hey, it was worth a $700 trip from Hawaii.
Exactly. Hey, you get to, I mean, look at the nice Maddie one. Look at that, it's very pretty. Anyways, thanks again for letting me do this.
problem.
You want to do my sign off?
Sayris13, and unlike what Tyler say, I'm not going to say what he says, is swinging for game.
There you go.
Peace out, YouTube.